wabarakatuh. How are you? Alhamdulillah. Oh, I've never seen all of you. Ah, maybe sister. My name is Adam Wu. I'm not Sheikh Hossein Yi. This is Sheikh Hossein Yi's class, actually. But he's not around today. So unfortunately, you have to see me. So I became Muslim just like some of you here, I guess. Any new Muslim here? One, alhamdulillah. I became Muslim here, 16 years ago, alhamdulillah. So I'm here to share some of the knowledge that I have learned from the Sheikh. Okay. Anyone new here? First time? Al-Khadim? No. Oh, okay. Alhamdulillah. Before we begin, I guess this is the level 2. Level 2 is the format is Q&A. So we ask questions. So we have 2 questions. They are very kind enough to give me the questions ahead so that I can prepare. So today questions is about Ramadan, as you can obviously, right? It's Ramadan, right? So it's about fasting. But before we go into the questions, any questions? Any questions from the floor? Any challenges, especially from the new Muslims? First time fasting or you born Muslim? Then who is the Who is the new Muslim? Here, one. Okay. First time fasting? First time. Okay. Any challenges? You want to ask questions? Anything that you feel like, oh, tough? Any questions from the floor before we begin? No questions. So I ask? Can. Okay, we'll ask the first question. Okay. So let's go into the first question. I know everyone is fasting, so maybe we make it short. Otherwise, you guys. First question. Must we finish the Qur'an in Ramadan? I guess the question asks about, must we finish reading the Quran, I guess, right? I guess. I'm assuming. Must we finish reading the Quran in Ramadan? This is a very difficult question to answer. This is very difficult. Why? Because it's a double-edged sword question. Why? Because if I say no, what will happen? A lot of people, they actually think you must complete the Quran in the month of Ramadan. Do you know that? There are people, a lot of people, they are in the opinion that we must finish reading the Quran in the month of Ramadan. So if I say no, what will happen to these people? They stop reading Quran. I don't want to be the people who stop people reading Quran. So it's very difficult to say. But if I say yes, then what about a lot of people out there who struggle, Like a lot of people have to work 12 hours a day under the sun, like our Grab delivery people. They don't have time. There are people who, like new Muslims, don't even know how to read. They are mothers. They are women, our women, busy taking care of the children, the household. They don't have time to complete. They may not even have time to read one juz in the whole month. So it's a very difficult question. So we skip lah. Huh? Okay, go to the next question. It's okay. Seriously, I think, well, we all know we don't have to finish the whole Quran. But my advice, because the month of Ramadan is the month of Quran. Anyone disagree? Anyone disagree that the month of Ramadan is the month of Quran? Anyone disagree? No? Okay, very good. So we have agreement here. So we don't have to debate. So the month of Ramadan is the month of Quran. Why? Because the Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan. In fact, there will be a coming holiday soon. It's called Nuzul Quran, right? And we Malaysian love public holiday, right? Of course, we remember. So it is the month of Quran. So as a Muslim, we have to try our best to interact with the Quran. You see, I use the word interact. Not just reading, because interaction with the Quran is not just about reading the Quran. Yes, reading the Quran is very good. The Prophet ﷺ said, every alphabet you read, every letter you read, you get 10 hasanat, 10 reward. So alif lam mim, for example, you get 30 rewards, just like that. So reading is very important, yes. But it's not just about reading. It's about interaction, meaning like what? You should also read the translations if you don't know Arabic. If you don't know what you're reading, you don't understand Arabic, then at least read the translations. All right? And contemplate about it. Try to think about the ayat that you read. Put some time. You read one ayat and then think about it. Why is this ayat? If you don't know, maybe you read other source of the book, the reasons of revelations of the ayat, for example. Or even read more about the tafsir, the explanations. Some of the ayat has hukum hakam, has rulings, right? So read about the rulings, extract from the ayat. And think about, if it's the stories about in the Quran, then maybe think about the stories. Put yourself in that moment, when you are in that particular moment. What will happen? Right? Contemplate about the Quran. And then the most important part of interaction with the Quran is to act upon the Quran. Whatever we read, if there is an action that requires us, or there's a command for us to implement in our lives, then implement it. Put into action. Don't wait. This is the month that we should put into action. This is the month. If this is not the month, when would that be? This is the month for us to think about ourselves, to achieve the purpose of fasting. Where Allah says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting is to achieve taqwa. And by implementing the command of Allah is the best way to achieve taqwa. Right? So every time, especially when you read the Quran, every time when Allah addressed the mu'min, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, oh who you have believed, pay attention. Abdullah ibn Abbas, one of the companions, he told us, he said, every time when you read the Quran and every time when you come to a ayat, when Allah address you as a believer, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, pay attention to the next thing, the next verse. Because the command will come. It's either a command to ask us to do or to stay away from. So read about it. Read, understand, act upon it. And it was reported that the companions, they will not move to the next ayat until they understand the ayat, truly understand and implement the ayat before they move to the next ayat. That's how the companions, the Sahaba, used to do it. Today we want quantity. Read. But we should be aiming for quality, not quantity. The Sahaba, they aim for quality, not quantity. So we should be doing that. So recite it, memorize it, understand it, contemplate about it, act upon it. This is what we call interaction with the Quran. What should we do in the month of Ramadan? Do all of them. Try to do all of them. You don't have to finish the Quran. The whole point of what we do in the month of Ramadan is about continuation after that, after Ramadan. Not just about what I started in the month of Ramadan. I finished the whole Quran, mashallah. After that, what do? Chutti, 11 months, right? Holiday, 11 months. Then come next Ramadan, you open Quran again. No, that's not the point. If this is what you're trying to do, then I would say, why don't you read one ayat? Then at least you continue after that. Even when you reach the next Ramadan, you don't finish, it's okay. What's the rush? Slowly. We want quality, not quantity. But if you have memorized the Quran, you're already a sheikh, you're already ulama. This is why you read about Imam Shafi'i khatam Quran in 2 days, 3 days, or even 1 day khatam few times. Yeah, because they have memorized the Quran. If you have memorized the Quran when you are driving, you can read. Right? It's easy. Right? But if you are not, If you don't even know how to read, like for example, some of the new Muslims don't even know how to read. Maybe perhaps this is the month you start Iqra, book 1. Ba 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 ba. Why not? Right? Start. If you still struggle, you know how to read, but you struggle, you crawl. It's okay. This is a time maybe you want to, get a sheikh and read to him, improve your recitation. If you are very good in reading, so good already, so smooth, but you never know what you're reading. You don't understand Arabic. So perhaps this is the month you start learning Arabic. Learning. Start. Ana, nahnu, huwa, hiya. Start. Start basic Arabic. So that when you read next time, you understand little bit by bit, right? If you already understand Arabic, you already learn the Quran very well, recite Quran very well, then perhaps tafsir, right? Tafsir. Do what is good for you. You know your capability and you know where you are, right? Everyone has different scenario. Some people have to work, some people don't have to work, some people have to. Everyone we struggle in our daily lives, right? So we know our capability. The whole point when we are fasting in the month of Ramadan, you will realize as a Muslim, as we start, as we fast, we will have a lot of free time, right? We have a lot of free time because we don't eat, we don't drink. Therefore, you also don't go to toilet that often. So you have a lot of free time. So that is the free. These are the time that you start to fill up your free time with interaction with the Quran. Yeah, this is the time. Oh, I don't have a Quran with me. Download apps nowadays. So many apps, right? Go to apps and type Quran. So many different types of Quran, right? You have a phone nowadays. Anyone doesn't have a phone. Everyone, almost literally everyone has a smartphone. Then, while waiting for a bus, you can read a Quran. While waiting for a train, you can read the Quran. In the train, you can read the Quran. Anything, right? So you don't have to carry a book so heavy. So convenient, right? There is no reason for us not to do it. While waiting for iftar, for example, read. After suhoor, for example, read. After fajr, read a bit. Anything. When you have free time, fill up your free time with interaction of the Quran. 15 minutes, enough. Any questions? Any follow-up questions? Very good. Okay, so that's the first question. So must we finish the Quran? No. Okay, but try to interact with the Quran. Spend as much time as possible. Let's move on to the next question. But if you have any questions after this, you can ask. Okay. What is sahur? Why sahur? And what is the best time? So it has. Okay, this is not fair. I have two questions here. First of all, why sahur? And then the second question is, what is the best time to have sahur, I guess, right? So before we talk about this, let's talk about what is sahur. What is sahur? Anyone? What is sahur? Anyone? Okay, brother. Very good. So pre-dawn meal. That is the pre-dawn meal that we eat before we start fasting. Right? This is what we call sahur. Why there is a sahur? Okay, so that's the first question. Why do we eat before we start fasting? There are many benefits, actually. There are many benefits. But let's talk about the benefits in terms of the ibadah itself, in terms of the worship, the rituals. Right? In terms of the rituals, actually, sahur is prescribed to protect the sanctity of fasting, the sanctity of the rituals. What do you mean by that? Let me try my best to answer this. Right? Because we are commanded to fast from when to when? From Fajr to Maghrib, to dawn, from dawn to sunset. So that is the time frame that we are commanded to fast. And Suhoor is to be taken before Fajr. If there is no Suhoor, imagine if there's no Suhoor, what will happen? There will be a group of people, they may fast before dawn. I want to be more righteous, so I fast 2 hours before lah. You see? Or my last meal was last night 11 o'clock. Oh, I started fasting 11 o'clock last night, you know. You start dawn lah. Not so good lah. I started last night. See, this is why, this is to protect the sanctity of the rituals. Because otherwise, there will be a group of people in the future that will come before us, after us, to say they want to be more righteous. And this is why one of the hadith Rasulullah, he said, the difference between our fasting and the fasting of the people of the book is Suhoor, right? To protect. Similarly, the iftar. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, my ummah, my people, will be blessed as long as they rush for the iftar. You don't drag, you don't delay. You don't say, you know what, you go ahead, makan first lah. I still can tahan for another 1 hour. I want to be more righteous. I delay my breaking fast for another 1 hour. Or until Isha. You eat first, never mind. Bismillah, you go ahead. No. Righteousness is to follow exactly the command. This is what we call obedience. The disobedience does not just mean not doing what the command is asking. The disobedience can be exaggerations in rituals. You cannot exaggerate in the rituals. This is why, similarly, in the month of Ramadan, before we enter Ramadan, one day before, the last day of Sha'ban, what is it called? Yawmul Shaq. Are we allowed to fast? No. See, very good. The Prophet ﷺ prohibit us from fasting from the last day of the previous month. Why? Because again, to protect. Similarly, when we break fast, 8, are we allowed to fast? Absolutely haram. We cannot say, you go ahead and celebrate first lah. I want to fast 1 more day. No. We are the people who said, Sami'na wa ata'. We heard and we obey. We obey exactly the time frame. That's why the righteousness is from dawn to sunset. And this is the command. We don't try to be smart. We don't try to change the rituals by changing the time frame. Expand it until what? Right? You understand? I don't even understand what I'm talking about. You understand? Very good. So this is the ritual aspects. So the benefit in terms of the rituals is to protect the sanctity of the rituals. Next, we have, of course, it helps you to wake up in the middle of the night. Then people will wake up in the middle of the night. And all of us know, the last third of the night is the best time to make dua. Ask Allah the last night, the last 1/3 of the night. Where Allah says He will answer whoever supplicate or call upon Him, invoke Him. So that is the last time, the last 1/3. So when you wake up to eat Suhoor, you will be able to make some dua, have some time. And then of course, you will be able to pray Fajr also, right? You see, this is why masjid during Ramadan, the Fajr is packed with people, right? Before Ramadan, no one. Maybe 1 saf, right? 2 saf. You don't see people because they don't wake up in the middle of the night. But when it comes to Ramadan, they wake up for Suhoor. And then after makan, azan, Fajr already, Salat lah, right? Especially in masjid here, alhamdulillah in Malaysia, They provide Suhoor also, right? So a lot of people go to the masjid and eat Suhoor together. And then they join the Fajr. Malu lah, if you eat, then you go. Kan? People pray. Then. So you go pray also. Lah, right? Want to skip also malu. I think the masjid should lock the gate. Whoever come in, that's it, lock the gate. Finish your Fajr, then you go. Correct or not? Then also physically, right? In the physical aspect, it provides you the strength to go through the whole fasting period, right? You eat something, then you will have some strength. You will not become very lazy. Again, I want to stress here, fasting in the month of Ramadan is not about food and drink, okay? It's not about coffee. It's about achieving righteousness, right? So food and drink should not distract us from fasting. Some people say, oh, during fasting they see, oh, ice cold Coke. They're like, tak boleh tahan lah, right? They see food, No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't be distracted by food and drink. If your intention is right, why? Someone eat in front of you, so what? It's not about food and drink. If fasting is about food and drink, we would have find the sunnah or the way of the Prophet ﷺ, where when they breakfast they will have buffet, right? Woo, feasting, right? Never. Not even fabricated hadith. Not even hadith palsu. Right? They don't feast. They little bit only finish. Then go pray, right? Focus in prayer. It's not about eating and drinking. So, unfortunately today we have people like this. Oh, focus so much in, tonight pergi mana buffet, like that, right? It's not about that. It's not about that. So, yes, Suhoor give you strength. And similarly, what I said, fasting is not about drinking and eating. So Suhoor shouldn't be a buffet either. Don't focus too much on the food. Don't say, okay, I want to wake up at 2 o'clock. Oh, I want to cook. Oh, big meal. No. In fact, if you eat too much, what will happen? Oh, the whole day become worse, right? Cannot focus. At work, cannot focus. Even if you sit in the aircon, even worse. Go to the office. Oh, so no. Correct or not? Right? Then you feel sleepy. Now, this is exactly what the not yet Muslims here in Malaysia, they will say, you see, fasting month come already. So our productivity will drop because the Muslim become lazy. We should change this. Change the perspective about fasting. The Prophet and the Sahaba, during fasting, their productivity increased. Our productivity dropped. Why? Because we don't follow their way. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ told us, the best meal for the believer, for the suhoor, during the suhoor, is tamar. Tamar is what? Dates. Kurma. Eat some dates, drink some water. Don't eat too much. Yeah. But what is the best time? So the next question is, what is the best time for suhoor? So we talk about protecting the sanctity of the rituals, right? So of course, the best time is to delay the suhoor. Delay as close to the Fajr time. Similarly, when you breakfast, do we delay or we hasten it? We hasten it, right? As close as Maghrib time. To the extent there are some people, they hold the kurma already. Then you hear, Allah Akbar, immediately, right? Paling best tu. And then, advertisement pula. Not the real adhan. Right? So, delay as close as possible. How close? The Prophet ﷺ said, between the azan is, the suhoor time to adhan is about reading 50 ayat. 50 ayat. Lebih kurang 10 minutes like that. So within that last 10 minutes, that is the best time. Eat and drink. Yeah. Eat and drink. That is the best time. The most afdal time to consume your suhoor. Yeah. And with this also, as you can see, since you only have 10 minutes to eat, you won't be able to eat a buffet. Huh? See? So that actually tells us you're not supposed to eat a lot. Huh? The best time is last 10 minutes. So that is the best time. Delay it, and then for the iftar, you hasten it. So that is the best time. Any questions? No question. Wow, very good. Very kind to me. First time we meet, right? So very kind to me. So yes. So these are the two questions we have answered. Any questions from online? Oh, also very kind to me online. So half an hour, alhamdulillah, I managed to finish. Okay. Comment or comment? Okay, question. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. 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 So the brother asked a very good question. In Malaysia, we have this something called imsak. Imsak is like 10 minutes, exactly like what the Prophet ﷺ said, the 50 ayat, the 10 minutes before adhan. So what should we do? A lot of people, they thought imsak is the last period you don't eat already. Actually, no, imsak is like a reminder lah, not say warning lah, reminder. Ling, 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 last call, you know. Hey, last call ling, 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 ling. Imsak already, last call. Anything, last order, macam tu. You understand? So a lot of people they say, oh no, imsak means oh you stop already, cannot eat already. No, no, no. It's a last call lah. It's a reminder to say wrap up already. Get ready, finish your last drink, finish your last food. If you just about to start, then eat quick, like that. Or because there are some people could be still praying at that time, right? Praying or reading Qur'an or making dua. So that is a time, ding, take something already. Come, drink some water. Because the Prophet said, take the sahur, for indeed the sahur has blessing in it, right? And even with a sip of water. So last 10 minutes is for you to grab something already. If you have not been eating, maybe take some water. Yeah. Alamak. We're just about to finish. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Come. Yeah, you're a Muslim or not Muslim? Not yet Muslim. Okay, very good. Okay, sorry. So yes, so imsak in Malaysia, it's a reminder. Yeah, it's a reminder. It's not a absolutely cannot eat. Yeah. Very, very good comment and very good observation. Very good. Actually, I was waiting. Anyone will ask imsak already. Betul-betul ada orang tanya. Brother, sorry, we were just about to wrap up, but it's okay. It's okay. Since you are not yet Muslim, right? Is it your first time here? First time. Okay, very good. Someone brief you already about. Okay, very good. Okay. Do you have any questions you would like to ask about the month of Ramadan, for example? Huh? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Right. You're Chinese. Okay. 讲华语. 讲华语. You look very familiar. I know you. Okay, another questions from the brother.
It's about combining the night prayers and the sahur. Is it an okay thing to do before when we wake up for sahur, we do our night prayers and then straight to sahur? But that is not 1/3 of the night, as they say. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Sorry, brother. Can you ask again?
Combining the night prayers, the sunat tahajjud,
Okay.
and also the sahur immediately after that. So basically, we are looking about around 5 o'clock in the morning, like that.
Okay.
But it's not 1/3 of the night. Usually for night prayers, it is done 1/3 of the night, right? So what do you think about combining the sunat tahajjud and also the sahur at the same time?
Actually if you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that is in the last third of the night already. You are already in the last third of the night. Yeah.
You know, because before this, I always do it around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, tahajjud. Okay, the brother asked a very good question. So what is if I wake up combining the tahajjud and suhoor in the last third of the night? Yeah, actually that is good. That is very good. Last third of the night starts. Okay, how do we calculate the night? The night actually starts from Maghrib to Fajar, right? So in Malaysia, how many hours? Can someone quickly count? Who is a mathematician here? 7 to next day 6. So about 11 hours. 11 hours you divide by 3. Divide by 3, 11 by 3, about 4 hours, right? Roughly 4 hours. So 4 hours. So if you calculate from Fajar 6 o'clock. So 4 hours, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, about starts at 2 o'clock, right? So the last third starts about 2 o'clock. Understand? So if you wake up 3 o'clock before this, so that's last third of the night. Right? So what we said is the best time to pray tahajjud is the last third. But tahajjud can be prayed even in the second third of the night, no problem. Yeah, you can wake up 12 o'clock to pray, no problem. Wake up at 1 o'clock, no problem. But of course, the last third is the best time. Right? So let's say you wake up 3 o'clock. Yeah, it's the last third. You wake up 4 o'clock, it's the last third. You wake up 5 o'clock, definitely, it's the last third. So you want to pray tahajjud, then after that you eat good. Then you don't have to go back to sleep again. Yeah. So you continue. You tahajjud, then you eat suhoor, and then you continue with fajr. Yeah. That's even better. So you don't have to go back to sleep. Yeah. Does it answer your question? Thank you. Any other questions? You can ask question also, brother. Any question doesn't have to be relating to fasting. You can ask about Islam also, no problem. Okay. Any other questions? Or macam ada discussion sana? Or share discussion? Okay, if there's no question, we end. Huh? So that you can also go back to read your Quran. Okay? So I ask Allah to grant us the understanding of the religion. I ask Allah to accept all the ibadah we have performed during Ramadan and grant us strength to increase our ibadah in the remaining of Ramadan and make all of us to exit Ramadan pure in the state of fitrah so that we can celebrate fitrah, Idul Fitr. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.